this evening. My name is Mark Griffin. I'm born and raised here in Lubbock. Lived here all my life. I went to school for 4 years down out far country, down in Austin, and came back here and went to law school at Tech, practiced for a couple of years, and then have been in the family business for, oh goodness, I guess the last 28, 30 years in the truck stop travel center business. We always tried to upgrade ourselves a little bit. You know, the truck stop business is not one that's all that glamorous, and so we always try to say, well, maybe let's call it travel centers or something, like up our image just a little bit. Business and business operations, was Republican County Chairman here from 1986 to 1990. Served on the school board in Lubbock for 14 years, 1994 till 2007. Had the opportunity and the honor to serve Texas Tech on the Board of Regents from 2005 till 2009. Education is important to me. I think I've got a skill set that can speak to not only what is important in the classroom, and I think first dollars need to go into the classroom, but also how we finance education. We are really operating under an antiquated system with property taxes funding the vast majority of our public education. I think we need to explore other alternatives. I think we need to balance out the participation. Now, the margin tax that the legislature put in effect in 2004, 2005, I guess, helped spread it a little bit, but we're not there yet. And I think we can do some more work into how we finance public education in the state of Texas. I think it's very, very important. But first and foremost, there's got to be quality and there's got to be accountability in the classroom. My time on the school board gave me, I think, some insight, or at least some exposure into what works in the classroom and what doesn't. And I think that the education of our children is one of the very, very most important things we as citizens in the state of Texas can invest in. With regard to higher education, Tier 1 status for Texas Tech is absolutely essential. In the last session, the legislature set forth some criteria as to how Texas Tech could achieve this, and it's a game-changing designation, quite frankly, for the university. Providing research dollars and opportunities for growth, and out of that research and out of that academic enhancement, I think comes economic development. And it's going to be, I think, essential for Tech in the next 2 to 3 years to meet those criteria. I know what the criteria are, and I think I know how we can get there to get that designation. It is a game changer for this community and for this university because of the research that's going to emanate out of it and the economic development that's going to occur because of that. Being involved in family business, I understand the free enterprise system and the freedom that it provides. And I'll tell you what it provides. When it's truly in its purest form, it's freedom. Is what it provides. Freedom from governmental interference, freedom from excessive taxes and fees. Ours is a business that's fairly well regulated. I can speak to and vouch for the effect governmental and excessive governmental regulation can have, how it can frustrate growth, how it can retard the growth of a business, which translates and trickles down to families who are part of that business and who want the very best for their families. I think you'll find me able to discern and protect small business and economic development opportunities in West Texas. Agriculture is probably the #1 economic driver in our community. And the Ogallala Aquifer, the water that drives that business, the protection and the enhancement of that is essential. I think it's best controlled, and I think it's best regulated, and I think it's best developed by local control through local water districts. And you'll find me to be very, very intent upon enforcing the rule of capture, if you will, where the water underneath a person's property clears. And I think that's becoming more and more a significant issue as we expand out and as we look to our agricultural issues. In conjunction with that is property rights. We've seen kind of a migration and a temptation for municipalities and cities to get involved in the development process and get kind of a far afield from the provision of infrastructure. but but actually immerse themselves in the development themselves. Personal property rights are sacred and should be protected at all costs. I'm getting the finger to wave around, so that's kind of who I am. That's what I'm about, and again, I appreciate your presence here.